The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, Cayman. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. We are in that final week of some schools are in, some schools are yet to start later on this week. So I'm imagining that traffic from the more trafficy areas, it's building up a little bit. Not quite full throttle traffic that we're used to, but building up a little bit. So enjoy these last few days as you're coming into work and enjoy a little bit less traffic, because come next week, we're going to really be back into everything full swing with all the schools having begun. So enjoy your morning drive in, and thanks for tuning in with us. I have guests with us this morning on the Business Buzz from the Center for Theological Leadership Training. We have Reverend Dr. P.J. Lawrence. He is the founder and director of the Center for Theological Leadership Training, and also a student, Betty Ann Mobley. Good morning and welcome to the Business Buzz.
Good morning. Nice to have you.
Nice to have you.
Thanks.
Good to be here.
How are you both doing this morning?
Great, thank you.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Okay. Excellent. Is this your first time on radio with us?
Yes.
For Betty, yes. Okay. I was thinking maybe yes,
Live.
Betty. It's usually live. Sometimes it's pre-recorded,
okay.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
I've done some recordings.
Okay. All right. Well, it's easy thing to do. It's just a conversation that we're having here, and excited to learn a little bit, because I did not know that this center was here.
Okay.
So perhaps, I know you said to call you PJ. So
PJ,
I'm like,
just
okay, is
PJ,
it
call me
doctor?
PJ.
Is it reverend?
No. PJ.
So PJ.
Just PJ.
PJ, if you could give us a little bit of background information about you, let our listeners know who you are and about the Center for Theological Leadership Training.
Okay. I have been on the island from year 2000, doing similar program, which is called Institute for Theological Leadership Development, ITLD, run by the United Church. But I had a break of 10 years and come back 7 years ago, and I started this program in the same lines as I was doing before, offering theological education related subjects like Bible studies and theology, counseling, and related programs. This particular program is intended for anyone who would want to have better life skills, just better life, because we just take the biblical values and relate it to everyday life, and we do it in a very systematic, planned way. And thanks to COVID, now we are offering it on Zoom, and we offer our programs weekends in the afternoon and in the evenings, late in the evening, so that those who are working could continue their work but still make time for study. And we offer programs. In our program, we offer a certificate level, diploma level, bachelor's level, and a master's level in Bible, theology, and related subjects.
Okay. Is there any other, programs that you're offering within the center? Is it just strictly theological studies?
Yes. We offer this in such a way that one can even choose subjects that they want to pursue and audit them, or they can do it as a set of courses leading to certification. Like if one does 9 courses over a period of 1 year in 3 semesters, they are eligible to get a certificate, and they can build up on that into diploma and bachelor's. And the uniqueness of our program is that we do not specify any entry values, any entry requirements,
okay.
But they can come as they are, and then with the certificate they can move on.
Okay. Okay, the no entry requirements, which I find pretty interesting.
Yes,
So-
because once you do a certificate, then you know you can move forward or just be happy with what you have done.
Okay. Did you see a gap in Cayman or a demand from people that they wanted to do theological studies?
We are now finding that more and more people are interested because Cayman is a Christian country.
Yes.
And we have a number of churches, and people are involved in different ministries in churches, like Sunday school teachers, lay leaders, lay preachers, and all of them need some knowledge of the scriptures and related subjects in order to continue their studies, their ministry. So we offer this in order to equip them to be more effective and efficient in whatever they are doing. Even to be a Sunday school teacher now, because of the knowledge that the children have, you need to be equipped in order to teach those children. So we offer this program across all ministries, and there are some who also go into full-time ministry with this. You can go into become a minister, and in fact our experience has been we had some who started our program who are already pastors. They are pastors with this, some of them with even 500 congregation. And
How
then
long does
they
it take to get to that level?
How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
then
I'm
they-
sure there's the studies, but I can't assume that automatically, boom, you're just going to get a position as a pastor in a church somewhere. So what's the kind of leeway before you officially get a position in a church?
Yeah, we offer training. And with that training, the churches could use them at any level. And it is for each church, they have their own procedures. And but with the qualification that they receive from our institution, it is possible for them. It will enable them to enter into any level of ministry, including the full-time ministry in the church.
When you put your programs together, did you do it in a way where you collaborated with the different churches in understanding what their needs are, what they need from more the senior leaders within a church?
Yes.
Okay.
We have been going to churches and talking about it, and we have been putting it out there for people to know about it. And at the same time, we also looked at some of their needs. And for example, we have introduced courses like music ministry, counseling, even sports ministry is one of the subjects that we
What is this?
offer.
What is it? That sounds interesting to me. I'm a
Yes.
big sports fan. So what's sports ministry
We
about?
have people who have been well trained as from the international level, and they use sports in order to attract the young people, play with them, and also instill biblical values for their life skills.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yes.
I know a couple candidates that would fit right in there for you, actually, that
Yeah.
are really big in sports and Christians as well in the community. So that's interesting. Okay.
Thank you.
Betty Ann, I want to ask you, how did you become a student here? What first drew you to join the center?
Well, I've been a Christian for close to 40 years, and I've served the Lord in many different capacities. Sunday school teacher, mission trip leader, worship leader, working with the young people, preaching at times. And I even started a young adult organization called Generation 412, which served the Lord for 14 years. But I just feel like I'm at a crossroad in my life now, a transition, and I'm just seeking the Lord for what He wants to do with me next, how He wants to use me. And so I just felt encouraged to study more, to equip myself more for whatever the Lord has for me to do. And so speaking with Reverend PJ, he encouraged me to do the course. So I did the certificate course and the diploma course last year. And I was really impressed. and I was also encouraged and found it very interesting. And so I was pleased with it and encourage other believers who've been serving the Lord for a while, who may just want to study. I encourage them to do it. The information is great, and the tutors are very knowledgeable. And so it was really encouraging for me and interesting to the point that I was eager to always, do the class and so yes, and so that's why I've enrolled.
You feel like you're in a good place
Yes.
right now that you asked and the Lord answered in the sense, okay, we're going to steer you in this direction, and you feel you're in the right spot right now.
Yes.
It's interesting how we have these different moments in life where we're going to pivot a little bit, and it might be in our careers, it might be a personal thing, but we choose to go back to study or to refine our knowledge or deepen our knowledge in something. And I always tell people, school doesn't end at high school, or learning doesn't end at high school. It doesn't end with a college degree. There's always points in your life where you're just going to have continuous learning in something, especially if it's something, a knowledge that you so desire and live within.
Yes.
And I believe within Christ, within the Bible, and deepening your knowledge there, that's a whole different journey people can take. So very personal, but also it's shaping you if you decide that I'm going to take more leadership positions within your church. Is that something that you want to do? Are you looking to see what senior positions are there?
I do. I have had leadership positions in the church, served as an elder and preached. And so it is possible, whatever God says, do. I just feel like we as Christians need to continually learn, study, and equip ourselves and be prepared to serve the Lord in whatever capacity He calls us to,
Are you going for your bachelor's in the end?
Yes,
here?
I think so.
Yeah. You said that like I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But I see that you want to, but just
Yes. So I think I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Like I said, I think it's good to be studying.
Yeah.
It's just good to be studying, good to be learning new things and getting deeper. And so I found with the studies that, we've gone through pretty much the entire Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, the general epistles, the Pauline epistles, and you just kind of comb through the entire Bible. And so it just increases your knowledge. We never know it all, right?
No.
We're always learning.
Absolutely.
And so no matter what age we are, I think it's a great opportunity in Cayman to study and to be involved. And I think we need these programs here to equip our people. We need a place to study, not just for the older, but for the younger.
Right.
Because gone is the day when we have a generation that just gonna believe what the preacher said. Gone is those days, and as Reverend P.J. Lawrence said, we're encountering so many new things that I think the body of Christ need to be equipped,
Interesting. All right. What kind of an impact do you believe, PJ, that this center has had on the Cayman community? How many people have gone through, and what is their, impact from studying with you been in the community?
My experience has been that maybe so far we would have at least 200 to 300 people would have gone through our institution in the past 7 years. Yes,
that's a lot.
A lot. We started, when we started 7 years ago, we thought we may have 4 or 5 students, but the first graduation we had 60 of them.
Wow.
And every year we have been consistently having around 50.
Y'all might be beating UCCI right now. No,
no,
I'm teasing.
Ours is entirely a different kind of a
Absolutely
program.
Different.
This is just for those who need to grow in the scriptures, in theology, in related subjects. We have very strong component of counseling, so that we teach theory and practice of counseling different groups, young people, elderly, and also around the issues like drug abuse, suicide, all aspects of it. So our program is a holistic program, taking into consideration all aspects of life, an integrated program, and it is also for the beginners or those who could be at any stage in life. You may not have anything to show in terms of school certification, or you may have a bachelor's or master's, even professional, but still can enter this program and have the biblical, theological, and related subjects, knowledge of all the subjects. And we are non-denominational. We go across the denominations, and our president is Dr. Clayton Martin, the bishop of the New Victory Tabernacle Church of God Prophecy, and has been there for the last 7 years. And we have very good, as Betty Ann said, very good tutors who are very trained and experienced. And also we start where the people are and take
and build on their knowledge from
and in
there.
the very first year itself,
You gotta hold on to some of that knowledge. We gotta go to a commercial break. When we come back, we gotta leave people with more to know you. We can't tell them everything right away.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go to a commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
The mace is an essential part of the regalia of Parliament, and without it, the House is not constituted and no proceedings may take place. The mace is the symbol of the royal authority and also serves as the authority of Parliament. Plus, it further symbolizes the authority of the Speaker. The Sergeant at Arms is the custodian of the mace. The mace was presented to the Legislative Assembly on Wednesday, November 20th, 1974 by the Bank of Nova Scotia and the Bank of Nova Scotia Trust Company Cayman Limited at a cost of approximately $1,960. In 2003, the mace underwent restoration work that was carried out locally by Tropical Metals. Coinciding with the restoration of the mace, its holding case underwent a similar overhaul at the hands of Mr. Ransdale Rankin and Tex Foster, inmates at Her Majesty's Prison in Northwood. The top of the mace features an orb and a Maltese cross inlaid with turtle shell. Other symbols at the top are the royal arms, the Cayman Islands crest, and the inscription EIIR, symbolizing Regina, Queen Elizabeth II.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
So, schools are back in, and you know what that means. The germs are back too. All them sticky fingers, runny noses, and don't get me started on what I find in those bags. Trying to keep this house clean. I call GJP Janitorial. With over 20 years of experience in deep cleaning, furniture, and maid services, the house felt cleaner. And boy, so did I. Call GJP Janitorial for a free quote. 548-1221. GJP Janitorial. Lose the mop, we'll clean the slop. GJP Janitorial. 548-1221.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
UCCI Registration Week is now on until Friday, August 30th. Level up on your skills for the changing job market. UCCI's got brand new courses in science, technology, engineering, math, plus cybersecurity, and even primary education. Boost your earning potential. UCCI faculty are here to help you every step of the way. They'll guide you through picking the perfect course and make registration a breeze. You can visit www.ucci.edu.ky or call the UCCI admissions office. Don't miss out. Take charge of your future with UCCI.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
If you're hearing, then maybe it's time you replace that old appliance. Now until the end of August, you can save 15% on all LG appliances at Brand Source Home Gallery. LG washers, dryers, refrigerators, ranges, cooktops, microwaves, and hoods are all on sale at Brand Source Home Gallery. Not only will you save 15%, you also receive a 1-year parts warranty with any LG appliance purchased by the end of August. Only at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller. Business Buzz.
Good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and in studio this morning we are speaking with Reverend Dr. P.J. Lawrence, founder and director of the Center for Theological Leadership Training in the Cayman Islands, and one of his students, Betty Ann Mobley. So right before the break, I believe, PJ, you were giving me a whole kind of a list of different things that you could be learning, and you were talking about the counseling aspect, which I thought was really important because in Cayman there's not a whole, it's growing, the number of, I'm going to say kind of like psychologists and mental health professionals that you might need to go to discuss whether it's certain things with yourself, whether it's kind of marital counseling or family counseling. And I know with our Christian community, they're also very comfortable in speaking with their pastors or certain leaders within their church if they offer a counseling service available there. So I do like the fact that you do offer this within the studies there.
Yeah, well, if you are doing only the counseling subjects, you can get a certificate in counseling.
Okay.
And then if you are doing only biblical subjects, and then we have organized this program under different levels. You enter the certificate level and you get an overview of the scriptures and theology, and you move on to the diploma level, and then to the bachelor's. And this year we are only offering up to bachelor's, and next year we will be introducing again the master's.
Okay.
So the program is like this. On a Saturday afternoon, we have 2 subjects, and a Sunday afternoon, 1 subject. That is at a certificate level. You just do the certificate weekends. And during the weekdays, we have a timetable drawn up for the bachelor's and the diploma courses, where you start from 7 to 8 and then 8:10 to 9:10. It will be during weekdays in the evening, and we have prepared a full-scale timetable which will give you exactly when your class and who will be your tutor.
Okay.
And then we have a cost for this.
Of course, I'm sure.
We have kept it very low, and a one-time registration is $100, and for certificate $100 per each subject, which means for each semester you do 3 subjects, and at the end you would have finished a certificate course with $1,000.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
And then we have 150 for the diploma subjects and 200 for the bachelor subjects. And we are happy to say that we have not increased the fee for the last 7 years, and we don't intend to increase even this year. So we have that in place. However, if for some reason, if some students are unable to pay because of certain situations, they won't be out of the program. They would continue in the program, and they can make a sort of a payment plan with our administrator.
Okay.
So it is not money centered, but it is a program centered. So we are here with the program and to give it to you.
What about I guess a recognition or an accreditation? So
if
I'm going into this program, how am I going to make sure that, okay, I spent the money, I got my certificate, but will a different country accept it and say, you know what, this is an accredited program?
This is an accredited program. We have it laid out in our prospectus.
Okay.
This accreditation comes from ACTS, Academy of Higher Education in Bangalore, India, which is in turn has international accrediting body certifying them from Switzerland.
Okay.
So it is called International Accrediting Body. So we have that, and also it is accredited in the Asia Theological Council, and this accreditation is valid.
Okay. Now, what's interesting in the break, I thought this was just for people in Cayman, and I know that it's also offered online because, as you said, from COVID, it allowed you to be able to kind of move your business model online. And you surprised me and said, no, there's people all over the world that are signing up for your particular training.
Yes, I'm very happy to say that we have a center in Jamaica, coordinated by a local coordinator, and we have one in Turks and Caicos, and we have students from Cambridge, Netherlands, India, Africa, and we are happy to reach out to different places, and they have different timings to adjust with our local timing. However, they make sacrifices. Some of them get up in the middle of the night for the classes, and some very early in the morning.
Right.
And we are happy to have them. Even one of them last time traveled all the way from Netherlands to be present at the graduation.
That's amazing.
And gave the valedictorian speech.
Okay, all right.
So we are happy to be reaching out there. And so far, the program has been very successfully implemented.
We only have about 30 seconds left right now. So if you want to let people know how they can get in touch with you, I know there's a website, there's numbers to call if people want to find out more about this program.
Yes, we have a website, as well as we have the contact. You can contact Brother Winston Vernon at 1-345-324-8196. That is 1-345-324-8196. Brother Winston Vernon is our administrator. You can also reach him on the email vinalver@ctlt@gmail.com. When you call him, he will give you all the details. You can also call me at 1-345-922 3902. My number is 1-345-922-3902. You can call me, and my email is lawrencejoba@gmail.com. And we are available for you from now onwards. You can call us and register. We start the program. The classes will start in September. The first week of September, we have all the detailed timetable. You can register straight away, and you can start your educational program in Bible, theology, counseling, and related subjects. Welcome to CTLT.
Almost. And the website, of course, if you want some more information on the Center for Theological Leadership Training, check out their website, which is www.CTLT-Cayman.org. That's CTLT-Cayman.org. Thank you very much, PJ and Betty Ann, for joining us this morning and for letting us know a little bit about what's going on, what you're offering in the Center for Theological Leadership Training. Love to hear it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good to be here.
We're going to go to our 8 a.m. news, and then we'll be back on the second segment of the Business Buzz.
Thank you, Kathy. Studio time now, 2 minutes after 8, brought to you with the kind compliments of Price Right.
Shop happy at the Live Better sale, now on at the new look Priced Right.
Save $50 on the Ninja Creamy Deluxe Ice Cream Maker, now just $219.99.
Or transform your living space with the Samsung 55-inch QLED 4K Frame Smart TV for $899.99. Save $100.
And get 15% off all patio sets.
Happiness is finding quality products at great prices.
Shop happy at Priced Right. Price is good until 3rd August 2024.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time,
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976.
For today's biggest news,
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Data from the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority shows that the average foreclosure inventory in 2023 reached 58 properties in Cayman, valued at nearly $20 million. The Economics and Statistics Office says this represents an increase from 56 properties valued at just over $15 million in 2022. The average foreclosure rate, which is the value of foreclosure inventory over the total value of residential mortgages, increased to 0.07% from half a percentage point last year over 2022. The Central Planning Authority is meeting tomorrow. The CPA will consider a 311-lot subdivision east of Woodland Drive and Hurst Road. The project has been previously referred to the National Conservation Council, and board members are set to discuss lot size, access, the suitability of commercial and multifamily lots, as well as concerns from public objectors who are flagging things like increased traffic, noise, and potential safety hazards. RSI Properties is pitching an application for a mixed-use building with 24 apartments and 12 retail units in Georgetown. Topics to consider include zoning and density. This project is also facing objections from the public. Also tomorrow, the CPA will discuss Cayman Shores Development Ltd's application for a 5-story medical office building on Cesare Way in Camana Bay. The proposed tower will be located directly north of the recently completed Health City building in Camana Bay. The Cancer Society's request for a second-story addition to the existing commercial building on Maple Road in Georgetown is also on the agenda, and the board will discuss an application for an 8-lot subdivision and wall on the Queens Highway in East End along the coast. You can find the full agenda online at planning.ky. And the Ministry of Border Control, Labor and Culture has revealed the dates for this year's Pirates Week Festival. It's taking place November 8th through the 30th, and residents and visitors can expect to enjoy parades, special food, and historical reenactments. For more details, you can call 244-3452. In regional news, the Ministry of Education and Youth in Jamaica is redoubling its efforts to curb violence in schools using a multiplicity of strategies. Portfolio Minister Favel Williams said these interventions will be guided by the safety and security policy. She was speaking at the Jamaica Teachers Association's 60th annual conference held recently at the Ocean Coral Spring Resort in Trelawney. The safety and security policy also addresses several other areas, including counseling at-risk individuals, developing crisis and emergency plans, assigning roles for students, parents, and the community, and addressing and resolving conflicts in a, quote, constructive manner. Now with the check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. Russia has carried out heavy drone and missile strikes on Ukraine for the second day running. At least 4 people were killed. The governor of Belgorod region in Russia has meanwhile spoken of an attempted Ukrainian incursion there. The head of the UN nuclear watchdog is in western Russia to assess the security of the Kursk nuclear power plant. Ukraine began a surprise incursion in the region 3 weeks ago. The US National Security Advisor is in China. Relations between the two countries have thawed somewhat over this year, but many disagreements remain, among them Russia's attack on Ukraine. A senior US Navy commander has raised the possibility of American ships escorting Philippine ones in the South China Sea, the areas claimed by Beijing, and has seen confrontations between China and the Philippines. The South Korean president has called for the total eradication of deepfake porn videos. They're made using social media images of women and girls. The British Prime Minister says the previous Conservative government has left a black hole in public finances. Keir Starmer warned of painful decisions ahead, and implied taxes may have to go up. Australia is restricting the access of international students to the country, a sector that's worth billions of dollars. The number has risen by 10% since before the pandemic and has led to pressure on housing. Researchers believe climate change has caused an alarming rise in the number of deadly lightning strikes in India, where monsoon storms are common. There are a number of annual fatalities that has doubled over the past decade. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Sports. Stay up to date on your sports news with Radio Cayman Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. It's all about sports.
Your sports news is brought to you by Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Village. What's up your prescription refills at 929-5045.
UCCI Registration Week is on until Friday, August 30th. They've got new courses available in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, primary education, cybersecurity, and more to help increase your opportunity in Cayman's rapidly changing job market. UCCI faculty are available throughout the week to assist with the registration process and provide guidance on program selection. You can visit www.ucci.edu.ky or contact the UCCI admissions office.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcade, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 85 degrees. Relative humidity is 78%. The barometric pressure is 29.95 inches and rising. The wind is east at 7 knots. Overnight low temperature was 82 degrees. Synopsis indicate a surface trough moving over the Cayman Islands is expected to produce some isolated showers today, Moderate to light winds and slight seas are expected for the next few days in association with a weak pressure gradient over the northwest Caribbean. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman Islands moving towards the west. Now, the forecast for the Cayman Islands is calling for partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures will be in the low 90s with a heat index near 108 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to be a very hot day. Winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures dipping to the low 80s tonight. Your winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet as well. Low tide will be this morning at 11:17, high tide this evening at 6:25. The sun will set this evening at 6:42 and will rise tomorrow morning at 10 minutes past 6. And the outlook is calling for another increase in cloudiness and showers and thunder expected from early Wednesday morning as another trough is expected to move over the northwest Caribbean. That's the very latest on your weather report.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. Don't lie on your resume. Because if you say you've got trapeze experience, someone might shoot you out of a cannon and expect you to do a gymnast routine while flying through the air at 82 miles an hour. And just because you want to land on your feet doesn't mean you will. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Medical Insurance, so you get the best coverage for the price.
Get the best coverage for the price. CG Brit-K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Brit-K, where people come first.
A dental checkup allows your dentist to identify any issues and maintain your oral health. Early treatment or prevention for problems is crucial, as untreated issues can become harder to manage later. Children should develop good oral health habits early to prevent tooth decay, which occurs when sugars from food and drinks interact with plaque bacteria, producing acid that causes cavities. Signs of tooth decay in children include yellow, brown, or black marks on their teeth and complaints of pain, especially when eating or drinking.
The Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office remind all students traveling to and from school overseas to ensure their passports are valid for both travel and entry into their destination country. Passports should be renewed at least 10 weeks before departure, and any necessary student visas must be obtained. For passport services, contact the Passport and Corporate Services Office at 649-7678. For Ministry of Education scholarship inquiries, contact scholarships@gov.ky. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at traffic. Slow-moving traffic on Cool Road heading to Georgetown. To the east on Shamrock Road and Rex Creighton Boulevard, flowing pretty good in both directions. Steady but flowing traffic on the Linford Pearson Highway. Edward Street flowing nicely. Out of Georgetown on Sheridan Road, looking pretty good. Owen Roberts Drive, traffic is moving at a good pace. As we look to the Westway Road in front of the Ritz, moderate flow of traffic in both directions. And steady but flowing traffic coming off of Bobby Thompson Way and Huldah Avenue. Estelle Tibbetts Highway, traffic is moderate in both directions. North Sound Road, traffic is steady but flowing. Moderate flow of traffic heading towards the Industrial Park area. That's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. We'll give you another look at traffic. Have a good morning and drive safe.
The rich flavors of Italy just arrived at Subway. Say ciao to the Italianos. Our 3 new Subway series recipes, carefully crafted with an Italian flair. Try the Hot Shot Italiano for an enticing and zesty touch. The tastier than ever Ultimate BMT, generously stuffed with a mix of ham, pepperoni, and salami. Or go all in with a creamy chicken bacon Alfredo. New Subway series Italianos. Chef-crafted greatness in every bite. Elevate your game only at Subway. Delizioso.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway.
Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. We're on our second segment of the Business Buzz this morning. I guess I'm really excited. I'm getting ahead of the words that are coming out of my mouth. I do want to say a bit of an apology to our listeners, because I know on Thursday, when the last time we had the Business Buzz, I had Michael Miles on the show from Inspire Cayman Training, and we were discussing the Auditor General's report, which was published in May, that was titled Improving Employment Prospects for Caymanians. And today, in this actual segment of the Business Buzz, we were supposed to have work on the show. However, they did cancel with me last week, so we're unable to have work on the show. We were going to be discussing the new job portal as well as some questions regarding the report. So hopefully work will reschedule with us in September. We're hoping that will happen, and we can go from there. But now, instead of work, I am happy to say that I do have with me in studio, the chair of the Cayman Islands Marketing Professionals Association, otherwise known as CIMPA. I have the chair, Holly Whitelock, with me in studio this morning. Good morning, Holly. How are you doing?
Good morning, Kathy. Always a pleasure to be on the Business Buzz with you. Or this might be our first Business Buzz. I think last time you were...
Talk today.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
it is our first time, but it won't be our last.
No.
That's for sure. That's for sure. It's good to have you as well.
Thank
And
you.
our listeners don't know, at least a lot of our listeners don't know, but I'm also part of CIMPA. I'm also on the board. So you're the chair of the board. I'm the vice chair, but I'm wearing a bit of an interview hat today.
Yes.
And although I'm going to ask you the questions, I definitely still have the information I can also give to our listeners about our upcoming 11th annual conference and also the awards for CIMPA, right?
Yes, it's a very exciting time. And so, yes, we work together and wear different hats, our day jobs, and then we are volunteer board members or directors for the Cayman Islands Marketing Professionals Association. So it is a labor of love, and it's all about... we have a youth scholarship, so that's something that's really big to CIMPA, is giving back. And with this conference and awards, it's about giving back, growing the marketing industry, being a part of the future, and really just ensuring that we have those professional development opportunities and the chance to award those really special brands and businesses that have gone above and beyond in marketing.
Absolutely. So before we go into more of the details of the conference, let's give listeners a bit of a background on CIMPA. What is CIMPA all about? The objectives, the mission of the nonprofit organization?
So yeah, we're all about shaping the future of marketing in the Cayman Islands. And we use the word marketing, but that really covers quite a large, that's why it's also the Marketing Professionals Association, because you have media people in marketing, you have communication, public relations, entrepreneurs. And if you really think about it, we always talk about different industries, but there's no business that doesn't need marketing.
Correct.
So I always find that fascinating that sometimes it's, kind of seen as or not, and that's what we want. We want to elevate it because we see it as a creative industry where people can use their imaginations to make the world a better place, to have a positive impact. And that's what our awards are about too. Like, we have a community impact award. I know we're going to get into that, but that's one of the most exciting ones because that's showing the power of, a well-intentioned marketer and in a team, right? So it's all a lot of teamwork and collaboration, as we know.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. No, not one person, can take the credit. And it's funny because we're talking about icons and innovators. That's what the 11th annual conference is. It's Connect Experience. So the Connect Experience, it's more than just a conference. It's an experience, and we're connecting, we are learning, we're networking, and we're being inspired. And so Icons and Innovators is about inspiring that next generation of icons and innovators and celebrating the past and current icons and innovators. So there's going to be a lot of surprises. There's going to be, it's at Hotel Indigo October 11th and 12th. So we're encouraging people locally, globally as well to attend. We already have interest. Reddit called us this week. Like I just randomly got a phone call from Reddit, and they're like, oh, we want to advertise the conference in the United States or in the UK. And so the conference has really grown. I mean, it's its 11th annual one. So it's definitely become a staple in the conference and awards lineup in the Cayman Islands.
It's a needed thing because I think Cayman we're so used to our financial services conferences, right? Which Radio Cayman covers a couple of them as well, because we're just trying to break down some of those topics that are in financial services, for example, and bring it more into a layman's terms and make people understand that being the biggest pillar of our economy, right? But when you look at marketing Cayman, it is such a growing industry. So to be able to have a conference that recognizes what the marketers are doing, what the creatives are doing, the people who are often very much behind the message that business is putting out or a brand conveys.
Videos.
Yeah, so it's really looking and recognizing that part of the industry, which is huge and growing, not just in Cayman, but globally. Now, as chair of CIMPA, I know you've been on the board for a few years, different capacities, but as chair, what does this role entail? What do you have to do in getting in CIMPA rolling throughout the year?
Where do I start? No, I think, so I always say what's unique about this organization, this nonprofit, and there's a few similar in our situation as well, but many of the nonprofits on island have a paid office staff. You can think of just name a few off the top, or you can think of a few off the top of your head and you think, okay, they have a board of directors, and then they also have an operations manager or an admin assistant or an executive director in a paid position. But at this time, CIMPA has no paid positions. We're all volunteer board members that oversee. And so as chair, I could go into everything I've learned. I mean, we've overcome challenges. We've pulled off amazing events. Kathy came on last year. We pulled off the 10th annual conference as a brand new board, brought Kathy on, I think, October, and the event was in November. Yes. And she was the missing piece to the puzzle. And so we were able to, as a team, as a volunteer team, we work with volunteers. We get sponsors, like UCCI is a sponsor, and so their students volunteer and get to attend the conference for free. This is a $400 plus event, and the UCCI students and other high school and college students are welcome to attend. Pretty much all you have to do is ask. That is something that we make a point to do. So, and being chair, it's for me just improving on what CIMPA already was. Not improving on what it already was, I guess you could say, but elevating it just to that next level, because it's been for a long time a really amazing organization doing a lot of good. When I came on, it was the 5th annual scholarship that we did. Now we're giving away the 6th annual CIMPA scholarship, which is $5,000. And so, like I said, I had been a member for like a decade, I think it was. I think in 2015 I became a member. And so then to become chair, it was like, how do you, passing the mantle or passing the torch,
baton,
baton. Yeah. And so I wanted to do well, by the organization and what it was known for, and the events that it has put on, the training that it gives back, the community
because
events.
it's not just about the conference, right?
No, right.
So what is the training about?
So the CIMPA offers 4 trainings a year, 4 socials a year, 4 community events a year, and the conference and the awards. So there's always something going on. And you can visit CIMPA.ky. We CIMPA.ky/events. This is where we talk more mostly about the awards and conference right now. Our Instagram is where you'd get like some, we're having our socials, we're having our trainings, and this year our trainings all have been sold out, and last year as well. We have to get bigger spaces, because that opportunity and the cost that we're offering at, especially to members. So we are a member-based organization. Right. And so I guess coming from the Cayman Islands Tourism Association, where I was the operations and marketing manager for 5 years, working with those 200 plus tourism businesses and members, that was such a passion for me. And I cared so much about their businesses. So then now work with the Cayman Islands Marketing Professionals Association and their businesses. There's some crossover, of course, because tourism and marketing goes together as well. But yeah, it gives a lot back. It offers a lot to its members, and non-members are welcome as well to participate.
I'd have to say the training that CIMPA has put on this year, particularly because This is also my first official year in capacity as vice chair on the board. But the training that was offered from the beginning in January, we had a lady from Airview Media, right? Amy McGrath was teaching us the art of the chat GPT prompt. And I can for sure say that there was definitely a colleague of mine, never used ChatGPT before, and this colleague uses it almost every single day. Since that training, was raving about it. And
it's like life-changing, really, then.
The assistance that it gave.
Yeah.
So it saves that person so much time, and it just assists them in what they need to be doing in their job. Just one of their roles in copywriting is a big example of how we will use ChatGPT here. So being able to have a training that looked at artificial intelligence, the use of it, and how it could help you in marketing, because last year's conference was all about AI, right?
Yeah.
AI and marketing.
AI and marketing, yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's one thing when you go to a conference and you learn something, but then it's how do you implement these changes, or how is this going to be useful to me in whatever I'm practicing? So what I loved about that CIMPA conference is we were able to come off the AI theme and then offer some training courses in how you can utilize AI within your everyday world in marketing. Not just marketing, but again, it's a marketing association, so we're able to show marketers how they could be more productive in their everyday lives. And that was one of the greatest trainings. So I love the fact that CIMPA does have things that are on the cusp, and it's teaching us those new best practices and just how to get us to be on the edge marketers, right? And not to be kind of lost behind. And we all know there's a whole other world that's going really, really fast, right? And Cayman, a lot of us tend to look at Cayman as we're not getting the information or the knowledge as fast as the rest of the world, but we are, and we're making it happen. You can see that definitely in the marketers and in the products that we're putting out there, and the campaigns that are out there, the communication, the messages that are out there. So I'd have to say for CIMPA, how it helps develop marketers here, super, super useful. If you're in marketing or in any kind of related role, it's a great organization to be a part of. So, and that conference is coming right up. So that's our next kind of big training thing happening, right?
Yeah, and it's, and we are strategic about these things. And we're been a part of the, we're a very open board. We all discuss, different, even though one person might be head of training and one person might be head of membership, we all work together and collaborate to come up with ideas. And we are very strategic. And when Kathy asked what it was like to be chair, and I was talking about making improvements or elevating, what I really mean is taking it to the next level, because if we're looking at the standard operating procedures, the processes, these things aren't as fun to talk about sometimes as the creative and the awards and the fancy gala, but we want to have this organization be able to grow. So it's looking at, okay, what volunteers do we put in place? Let's put a group of advisors together. Let's work with these huge head honchos in their industries and their businesses who don't maybe have the time to be a board member, or they've already been board members and they're past that, or they're, but we want to bring them in. We want to use their expertise. We want to collaborate with these stakeholders and then learn from them, and then they can also offer support. So we're putting together support teams. So if you're interested in working with the Marketing Association, getting that experience, we are welcoming volunteers onto the support team. So it's like a board support role, and then you can move into a board role, and then you can find out if it's something you would like to do and be a board member. So we want to have that not just continuity of having board support and then moving into board roles, because the board is key, right? This is what's keeping the organization going. And in every day we answer emails. Right now we act as the operations team, right? Because we're working with our accountant to do membership payments. We're answering every email question that comes in. That's, how much is a membership fee to what is that, which by the way is $125.
That was a plug.
Yeah. $125 for individual membership and $500 for corporate membership. Really affordable for the year. And that's been the price for a while. So get in now, because we are, as an operations team, discussing, some costs around the membership rates. And but what's really great about membership is you get like 30% off, I think, when we do the math, to our events.
Yeah.
So, or in some cases half off. In some cases, in a lot of cases free.
Something's free. We had a pickleball social that was free for members, for
Just
example.
come play pickleball, and then we had a raffle, and that raffle went to the scholarship winner. So everything we do goes to that. And sometimes, some of our events are just to be together, just to have those creative sessions together and to see each other. And you just never know what's going to come out of one of those community networking socials.
Well, Holly, so on the pickleball one, I keep seeing something that's popping up on social media, like little links to go read news articles, but it's saying that so many business deals are now being done over pickleball. So golf is no longer the sport where people do deals. It's now in pickleball, and I just kind of laughed at that, and I said, okay, well, look at this. We'll see what kind of deals can be made on the pickleball court.
I could see us back out there. That was a good time.
That was a great time. We got to go to our first commercial break, but when we come back, let's get into this year's theme for the conference and talk about the awards gala, which is a big part of the conference as well. All right.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
So, schools are back in, and you know what that means. The germs are back too. All them sticky fingers, runny noses, and don't get me started on what I find in those bags. Trying to keep this house clean. I call GJP Janitorial. With over 20 years of experience in deep cleaning, furniture, and maid services, the house felt cleaner, and boy, so did I. Call GJP Janitorial for a free quote. 548-1221. GJP Janitorial. Lose the mop, we'll clean the slop. GJP Janitorial. 548-1221.
Get your child ready for the new school year with Total Health in Grand Pavilion. Total Health's comprehensive back-to-school checkups include ENT, eye, and dental pediatric exams. Ensure your child's health with a complete health report card before school begins. Contact Total Health today at 333-2222 or visit totalhealth.ky to schedule your child's back-to-school checkup. Total Health, where wellness meets education, because every child deserves a healthy start.
Radio Cayman News.
Police are investigating a West Bay mugging.
The Economics and Statistics Office says demand for services remained strong in 2023.
Growth during the year was, quote, broad-based, with most sectors expanding.
Significantly enhances safety and security of our learning environments.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and in studio with me, I have Miss Holly Whitelock, who is the chair of CIMPA, the Cayman Islands Marketing Professionals Association. And of course, during the break, as I'm vice chair on this board, but I'm wearing the interviewer hat today, I'm like, Holly, do you think that we should also do this, and that? So I've told her about 6 different things during the break.
We're going to need a little more time.
In the sense in between this interview right here. So it's half interview, half business meeting going on in the Radio Cayman studios this morning. All right, Holly, I would like to know the awards gala that's coming up. October 11th is the conference. October 12th is the awards gala. So the gala's coming up. The conference is coming up. The theme. You mentioned it being icons and innovators, but can you really get into detail about that theme? Why are we going with that? What does this mean, icons and innovators?
Well, really, we have all these various awards, but what it really comes down to is a lot of innovation, because we pretty much, so many things have been done, right? So you really have to think outside the box if you want to make change, disrupt the market and stand out, because right now everything is so oversaturated, or people are too much taking their attention, you know, like you're competing a lot in this space, whatever space that is. There's a lot of competition. Even if you're a restaurant, you're not just competing against restaurants in the marketing world. You're competing against all the other businesses that are trying to, you know, flash an ad or put on a radio ad or put out a newspaper ad. So it's all about being innovative in your thinking and creative to really stand out as a business and as a brand. And in doing that as well, some brands go from innovators to icons, and in that their brand is recognizable even maybe without their logo. It's kind of like Radio Cayman. That's an iconic brand and it's been around for years, right? Because if you take those, if we look at the logo that's over there, and in your office, if you take out the words Radio Cayman, 9 out of 10 people in the Cayman Islands are going to know that's Radio Cayman. Right. And know your branding. So it's really celebrating those iconic brands. I mean, globally, you think of an iconic brand such as Nike, and you can see an ad and know that's a Nike ad. You can see an ad and know that's a Red Bull ad. And think about this: Red Bull, very rarely they have their they did their campaign that Red Bull gives you wings, you know, and that was iconic, really, and everyone remembers that. And
but then, if you mute a video like a commercial from Red Bull, if you mute it, and you take out the Red Bull logo and you say to me, Kathy, which brand do you think put this video together? I can likely guarantee to say that's Red Bull because it's so action-packed and it makes you be like, are they really? Did that guy just skydive from space? You know, only that they will kind of really push that boundary. That brand is known for that. So that's part of what makes it iconic.
Yeah, and they tell stories, you know, and that's another thing that makes a brand iconic. They don't just focus on themselves and they don't just focus on their brand. Like the Nike check. Nike doesn't sell shoes, it sells inspirational stories. You know, it sells motivation, and same Red Bull sells adventure, and so by taking those real life stories and real life people and incorporating them into your brand, you know, it really makes for the connection that you're looking for with your audience. And you know, different brands have different target audiences. Here in the Cayman Islands, you might be targeting high net worth, you know, investors or something, or you might be targeting a student, you know, who you want them to buy your shoes or book bag. So there is such a wide spectrum. And so Icons and Innovators is celebrating that wide spectrum of brands and businesses. And I wish I can't wait to come on after to talk about some of the surprises that we have, because we are going to be really recognizing and celebrating some amazing businesses and brands, looking at their story and their brands and looking at their stories, what they did, because they didn't just become iconic brand overnight.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Now, a big part of that is the awards gala, and it's looking at the creatives, the marketers, the communicators, all the people that are behind putting that marketing message out. So it could be video campaigns that you see, it could be digital ads, traditional ads, a billboard on the side of the road, a radio ad that you hear, a press release that you read. It could be, just a painting, photography. We're celebrating all those different creatives that are part of the marketing world. So that's what the awards gala is. And I like this because often you'll hear of a company that's been successful or been able to perhaps donate to a charity. Perhaps they've accomplished something really great in profits. So you'll hear about it. You'll hear about this company. You're aware of this company, but you're not aware of all the people that are bringing you this information, really branding that company, telling you that company's story. So the awards gala.
Yes.
We are looking at celebrating the creatives in the Cayman Islands, the people who are behind the scenes.
Yes. And we have 9 awards.
Which is great.
Is a lot of opportunities to fit into one of those categories. And so that's where we tied in the Icons and Innovators, but it's still our the 9 awards that we've been doing. So I'll read through those quickly.
Let's do that.
Yeah. So there's Brand of the Year, like we were talking a lot about. Website or App of the Year, which is a huge one. Video of the Year, very popular category. Campaign of the Year. Community Impact Award of the Year, and Rising Star. We also have Creative Professionals of the Year. So the difference between the Creative Professional of the Year, which is the 7th award I'm mentioning, and the Marketer of the Year is again, marketing, some people that's the, you know, kind of puts you in a box, but creative professional, you can be a videographer, a photographer, an artist, anyone who combines the creative arts with marketing. And as I said, marketer of the year as number 8, and 9 is agency of the year. So we have many and growing every day, every year. We have, you know, new agencies starting here in the Cayman Islands and growing. So that's a big competitive nomination category. All
right. So can you give us some background for each of those award categories? Like what does, for example, campaign of the year? Mm-hmm. Can you give us, what does that entail?
The Campaign of the Year award highlights the best of the best. It recognizes ingenuity, craft, and mastery of the industry to which it belongs. Whether your campaign has spanned multiple platforms or dove headfirst into only one, we want to see your organization's most successful work. And so when you think of a campaign, for instance, last year, Logic won for Campaign of the Year for their Valentine's Day campaign. So it was a set time around a certain time of year. And actually, we're putting together videos right now of all of our past, or not all of our, but our 2023 winners. So they'll tell you a little bit more too about Campaign of the Year. But we want to hear about your journey with the project. And including the campaign's marketing mix and deliverables, its objectives and how they were met. So if your campaign was to grow your Instagram following by 20%, we want to know how you went about that and what the ultimate outcome was.
Okay.
And that's
you
want to
look at, I
for
guess,
campaign
the
of the year.
KPIs
This
that
success.
were
Yeah.
associated.
Key
performance
indicators. Yes.
I know it's the morning girl. I
know. Like, and my son's off to John Gray this morning. So shout out to all the first year students at John Gray doing
she
their
meant
orientation.
To be there, but I roped her in.
I'll be heading over there soon.
All right. So that's Campaign of the Year. Okay, so anything else that we're missing with Campaign of the Year that in case people are thinking about it?
So how that will be judged, because some people think, so we have an international panel of judges. So it's unbiased in that sense. Not that if we were to do it ourselves, it would be biased, but just for any sometimes we get questions around how those are assessed, and there is online. You can go to CIMPA.ky/awards, and there's PDFs with the scoring, like 25%
the judging
category,
matrix.
The judging matrix, right? But overall, for this one specifically, your campaign, it'll be judged how it was developed, executed, creativity, impact, engagement, innovation, and differentiation. So how is it different? How is it iconic?
Okay,
and innovative? Right. Yeah.
That's going to be a fun one. I can think of some great campaigns that could be eligible for nomination there. So that's going to be a fun one for sure.
Yeah, and just to throw this out, because I think I can feel the excitement of people listening and wanting to know, like, how do I do it? I would email info@CIMPA.ky if you have any questions that you can't find at the CIMPA.ky/awards page. So that's CIMPA. CIMPA and .ky, and so there's a nomination link there. It has a lot of information, but if you want more info, it's easy to remember. Email address info@CIMPA.ky.
For sure. All right, Video of the Year.
Yes.
What does it take to enter Video of the Year? What are you looking for there?
Well, whether it's a standalone video or a part of a larger campaign, this award focuses on the creativity and these exceptional video pieces. So video is growing. Video is always growing. It's been a growing medium. It continues to be, with the majority of certain audiences going to TikTok to do research. Like, right? It's the new Google. That's so interesting to me, as I was always a big fan of Google for a long time. When people say, what's one of your favorite brands? I love Google. Talk about iconic. Yeah. You definitely don't need to see the word Google to know, it's Google Chrome or Google.
It's a verb. Go Google it.
Yeah, it actually became a verb, and that's actually a really great sign that you're an iconic brand.
You're changing language.
Adding to the dictionary. But so Video of the Year is not just anymore like commercials and ads. It's influencing behavior, it's telling stories, it's connecting on a different level, and it feels more authentic to people, I think, as well as just is captivating. Yeah. Instead of a standalone ad, when you're scrolling, if a video pops up and it's amazing imagery and you could tell the work that went into it. And we actually did a video training with DART this year, the DART video team. Shout out the Bens over there. There's a few, Ben Leftwich and He was the
and Ben Holiday,
and Ben Holiday, and Ben Mead is over there as well. We all supporters of CIMPA, so we appreciate them and the training that they did for our members, and that was able to give back to our nonprofit as well. So we love working with stakeholders like that to give back to provide these amazing learning and professional development opportunities in such a field, like what you said with Airview did the ChatGPT training with us, and DART did the video training with us, both completely perfectly timed for where we're at now as an industry and as a world.
And I think, as you said, both are members of CIMPA as well. So it's part of the benefits and how we keep those relationships going with who our corporate members are and how they can also pour knowledge into CIMPA and just make us all better. Video of the year. I think
teamwork.
I have a feeling DART's going to be entering into that one as well, because man, do they ever make some great videos.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yes. Now the other one, website and app of the year, and I know exactly who I'm reaching out to, and I'm pretty sure they might be listening to this show, but I know who I'm going to reach out to and say, you know what? I suggest that you all nominate yourself for this, because I can see you guys getting there, being one of those few that are selected to win from, right? What do you call that? Like the top 3 kind of thing, right?
I think though too, it's important to. I've already got several calls. People are really vying for this website or app of the year, and so I think that it's important to know that I'm not going to give the everyone's a winner speech, even though I want to, because that's my personality kind of, because I really see the value in everyone's work and I want to recognize everyone. But it is competitive, but it's in that, the people who make the short list, which is pretty much if you fill out the application form properly, we're accepting if you meet the criteria. So it is an honor in and of itself to be there. And it elevates your brand as well. It gets your name out there, it gets people talking. And, whether you quote win on the night of, I think that it is a win for everyone to be at the event, to celebrate with others, to be inspired and motivated.
It's nice to be, everybody wants to be recognized for their work, and a lot of time we don't get that kind of recognition. So if we can have an industry that does it, let's do it.
Yeah, and
let's get into the details a little bit about website or app of the year, because we got to go to a commercial break.
Oh no, not again. Well, yes. Well, I just want to say too, just finishing that, is that recognize your employees. Don't, if you're listening right now, it could just call us, go online, recognize your employees, give them that. If they did a video, if they did a website or app, if you had a new website or app this year, recognize your app. It doesn't have to be look at me. You can say, oh, this is my designer, or this is the person who created It's not just, something where you're tooting your own horn. It's supporting your team and motivating your team through that recognition.
Absolutely. So what does it take to enter website
So the website or app of the year, this is, website, as we know, are designed to make the life of the user better. And we're here to recognize those show-stopping websites. So if you launched a beautifully designed, user-friendly, innovative website or dedicated app this year, you are basically eligible. And your nominations can be submitted by either yourselves or the agency or company you worked with. And it will be judged on the creative and technical solutions that were used to meet the challenge objectives and the results that you were able to achieve.
All right. So that's at least 3 of the 9. So we talked a little bit about what those awards take. We're going to get into the rest of them right after this commercial break.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
We are now in the hurricane season, and to survive a hurricane, you need to be informed. If you have been informed by official sources that a hurricane is approaching the Cayman Islands, and you live in a low-lying area that is prone to flooding or near the beaches, which may be swept by high tides or storm waves, please seek a safe place and high ground. If the only way for you to get to a safe place is a road that is also likely to be flooded during a storm, please leave home early. Don't run the risk of being stranded. This has been a public service announcement from your community station, Radio Cayman.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and in studio this morning I have Holly Whitelock, Chair of the Cayman Islands Marketing Professionals Association, otherwise known as CIMPA. We are discussing the award categories in this year's awards nominations, and the awards gala is going to be held on October 12th at Hotel Indigo, Grand Cayman, and we were just going over some of those categories and what it takes to enter each category. So right now, I think we're on Brand of the Year. Holly, if you can tell us, what does it take to go enter the Brand of the Year awards category?
So Brand of the Year is one of our biggest awards. In 2023, Grand Cayman Distillery won for their Blue Iguana Gin. So if you know the brand, the Blue Iguana Gin, you know how cool it is, how creative they were with the art on the on the bottle itself, and they're very out there with their brand as well, and they're just an amazing team of people. So your brand is the team that makes up your brand, the power of your brand. And it will be judged on how your marketing and communication strategy, creative research, and adherence to brand values and guidelines. So there's a consistency to your brand. That's kind of what we were talking about. It's not different every day. It has a consistency and a certain alignment that you can recognize from anywhere. So it really comes down to those iconic and innovative brands. That's what we're kind of looking at with an extra eye this year. So we're looking at some of these specific things that you'll find on the judging matrix online, but we're also, this one's really iconic. You know, you got an extra point for innovation. Yeah.
Ooh, I can think of a couple that would be great there as well. Now, you mentioned earlier, this is one of your favorite, is the Community Impact of the Year. So what is this award all about? How do you get considered for that one?
So for the Community Impact of the Year, it's about giving back to the community and having a positive impact in the community. So last year, I don't want to misspeak of the community impact because we had some really, I know Health City won a few. I know they won Video of the Year, they made a positive community impact with that video, but you can also put yourself up just for the community impact of the year because you're looking at a more holistic approach with your brand and what your business did. So these could be nonprofits. They could be a business that just gave back because they were giving, say, mental health is huge right now. It could be environmental impact. It can be anything where your agency had a positive impact in our community. So it sounds, not to be to make it oversimplify it, but it's
something that wasn't just causing change or an effect for a business in particular, but the community as a whole, something that we all enjoy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can think definitely. I mean, all of us can think of so many businesses or brands that could be.
Yes, it could be the Humane Society. I mean, it could be. CIMPA can't put ourselves up for the community impact.
Look at us. We nominate ourselves. All right.
I mean, even Kathy at Radio Cayman, she's having an impact on the community, right? So,
right. I'm
think
not
outside the box. No, not this year. Not this year.
So, Marketer of the Year. What does that take?
So this is kind of the best in marketing. You're standing out, you're coming up with ideas, you're not afraid to disrupt the current market. You're doing something a little different and you're standing out and you're going above and beyond. So I know that there's business out there or agencies out there or friends or husbands or wives. Like, I'm sure my husband's like, well, can you go for the award? No, okay. It's not our time. we are huge supporters of marketers. And I think that's one of the best things you can get, whether you're on the board, you're a volunteer, or you're a member, is that, as they say, we're not competing at the top, we're collaborating. Right. And I think for Marketer of the Year, don't be afraid to elevate yourself or to elevate someone else, because in a community like ours, we're not as much competing as we are collaborating. And so you may see someone that you might be a marketer yourself and say, you know what, I'm going to put that person up for Marketer of the Year. You never know. Then they might return the favor in the future, So it's just really about recognizing those amazing marketers that have made a difference in their business. You can also be an entrepreneur. Any of these people, any of these categories are fit for entrepreneurs as well.
Now, that's for all the employers out there as well. If you know that you have a great marketer, and this is a great way to recognize your employee and just have them nominated, and hopefully they'll make that short list.
This is a great thing to put on your resume, guys.
4 minutes left, so we're going to get through a couple. We have 3 left just to describe, and then how you can nominate. We're going to talk about that too. So, Creative Professional of the Year.
Yeah, so we spoke a little bit about that. It's just someone who's a little bit more outside of the general box of what you consider a marketer. This could be a photographer, graphic designer, videographer, copywriter, content creator, influencer, food stylist. So get creative with this award.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Rising Star of the Year. We have to give a shout out to Miss Stephanie Christian, who
I know
won that last year.
Stephanie Christian was the Rising Star of the Year last year, and she certainly embodies what it means to be a rising star, and that is recognizing the brightest young talent of our marketing community. And we want you to share examples of their work and how they made strides with their marketing, and this could be a campaign. I mean, there's so many. Again, the Rising Star of the Year could be a creative, or they could be a marketer, or they could be a young entrepreneur. Gotcha. Influencer. Okay. So yeah.
But young, is there an age limit for that?
I think we were saying that this the Rising Star it was either 28 or 29 or something like that.
Okay, and younger.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha.
Under 30.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm out of that category for sure. All right. So that's Rising Star of the Year. Again, employers, if you have your young marketers, your young creatives, definitely think of how you can give back and nominate them for that category. The last one to talk about is Agency of the Year.
Yep. So we have so many different types and brands and agencies here in the Cayman Islands. We have ones that just work locally. We have ones that work locally and internationally. So if you know an agency or you are an agency, don't be able to, toot that horn and say, hey, our team worked really hard this year. This is what we delivered for our clients. This is a positive impact we had. And, we had great, it talks about, you covered the great video. We did great video. We had community impact. We have the wonderful marketers. So it's kind of a culmination of all the awards, but in an agency.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is for everybody out there. So even marketers that are working with agencies, don't be afraid to also nominate those agencies that you're working with.
And if you have a business and working with an agency, nominate them. Can you imagine?
Absolutely.
As I said, marketing can kind of be the unsung hero sometimes behind the scenes. So to just give them that recognition, it just feels good, when you get to express gratitude. So not just being nominated, but it feels good to nominate others. And this gala and all of the money goes right back to the CIMPA scholarship. It goes right back to future training opportunities and the socials that CIMPA offers. It's 100% you're giving to a good cause, and
absolutely
directly. Yeah.
Now, how do we nominate people? Where do we find the nomination forms? What's the deadline?
So I was just on there. You can go to CIMPA, CIMPA.ky and /awards. But if you go to the homepage, you'll see, events, you'll see the conference, and you'll see the awards as well. And it says submit today. And so while the awards are 45 days away, and there's a countdown here, the deadline's actually September 6th. So we're on almost like is that 10 days?
So
next Friday.
Today's Tuesday, right? Yes.
Yeah. So next Friday, September 6th is the deadline. So you have about 10 days. And we've really tried to simplify the process. We do not try to make this difficult, because as much as it's competitive and we want to judge it, we want to be able to give the international judging panel an opportunity to get all the information together. At the same time, I think sometimes the brand of the year really pops out. Tell us who you are. Give us the gist of what you've done, and don't overthink it too much. So it's not a difficult process. It's actually free for members. To nominate someone, and
that's great. Another great
that's another great benefit.
Free for members to nominate. Okay.
Yes, that's
and non-members have to pay.
I think it's $75 for the first one and $95 for the second.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and that's just, really a processing fee. Of course, then we encourage people to get tables and tickets to the gala. As I said, it's at Hotel Indigo. We are going to have some stunning visual effects and iconic visuals there, just as far as the decor and some of the surprises we have in store. So it's going to be something you don't want to miss. You don't want to see the pictures afterwards or while it's happening and get FOMO. So
it's fun. Last year was really fun. It was a great topic, AI and marketing.
Yes.
It was a really great event. And now we're going to have your one-day conference. It used to be a 2-day conference, but we're packing into a 1-day conference. We're going to have a little bit of a workshop retreat style thing going on, and we're having a gala the next night. So
and we're encouraging everyone to stay at Hotel Indigo, because there's going to be little mini pop-up events. Yes. We're going to have a social we have a social Friday after the conference, so it's going to be like a sunset social on the by the pool deck. Then if you buy the package, the bundle, the 2-day event bundle, and you go to the conference and the awards, you'll get a pop-up event on Saturday during the day. And as well, we're planning for all of our speakers, because we're flying in international speakers for this.
We are.
I can't give too much just yet because we're about to announce this, but for all of the Radio Cayman listeners right now, you hear it first. We are having I won't say her name, but she's the Forbes 30 under 30 marketing and I'm trying to think, it's advertising. I was going to say events, marketing and advertising person of the year. All so right. Forbes 30 under 30 of the entire world. She is at the top of her game, and that's the level we're working with. We're trying to, we're collaborating with Reddit. We're reaching out to Forbes. And so, we're just really excited to host these international speakers and have the gala on October 11th and 12th.
It's going to be awesome. For ticket information, people can email info@CIMPA.ky. Yes. Find out about tickets. And for sponsorship info, I know CIMPA's still taking online sponsors as well. We'd love to have the support of other businesses in the community. Again, you can email info@CIMPA.ky if you're looking to sponsor.
We're getting questions already, so the power of radio.
Awesome. Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you so much, Holly, for joining us, and hopefully we'll have you back on the Business Buzz closer to the conference date. We can talk more about the elements of the conference, because I know it's going to be great. We're part of it, so I know it's going to be great, right?
We're hard workers, and when we put our minds to something and we and collaborate, we can do anything.
We absolutely can.
Cayman may be small, but we're definitely a powerful group of people here.
We're doing big things from a small island.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us on the Business Buzz this morning, and I look forward to seeing you all not to seeing you. I guess some of you are going to see me more than anything. I look forward to talking to you all on Thursday on the Business Buzz.
Thanks, Kathy.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.